In July 2017, the Dutch Heart Foundation joined forces with ABN AMRO in its battle against cardiovascular disease. The foundation brought its financial transactions and part of its capital to the Dutch bank, but more importantly, ABN AMRO decided to stop giving out new loans to the tobacco industry.
Ik denk dat het concreet moet zijn, het moet niet een vage belofte zijn, het moet concreet zijn. Je doet het wel of niet en als je het doet, moet je het gewoon heel goed doen. Dus ik sta hier 100% achter en we zullen daar ook op dat punt gaan leveren.
The cooperation between ABN AMRO and the Dutch Heart Foundation is extremely important for both parties. And it's really based on reciprocity. For the bank, it helps them to achieve their sustainable development goals. And for the Dutch Heart Foundation, it helps us to create an impact on society because of the denormalization of the production and distribution of tobacco.
The cooperation with the Dutch Heart Foundation was the very first time we so explicitly worked together with the stakeholder, with the client, on creating positive change on a joint mission.
It was a wake-up call for other Dutch financial institutions to review their position with regard to the tobacco industry.
I think the key success factors for this cooperation were the openness of everybody involved, the trust in each other's intentions, and also the willingness to explore, because we didn't know upfront what kind of cooperation this would be.
What is really important when you talk to a large institute like a bank is to talk to many different employees in the bank that are involved in this whole project, and then to see that you create enthusiasm among them, and then finally you will reach the top and get executive buy-in, which is obviously very important as well.
What I strive for in our cooperation and what we strive for as an organization is that we're going to change the norm. That it will be not normal to smoke, that it will not be normal anymore to invest in smoking.
ABN AMRO's ban on tobacco gave us a good example in discussions with other financial institutions. It shows that the exclusion of tobacco is positively perceived by the public.
I think what most people don't realize is that there is a huge industry around the tobacco industry. There are many suppliers, such as tax firms, law firms, accountants and banks and institutional investors that really helped the tobacco industry to maintain their business. So it's very important not only to focus on the tobacco industry itself, but also on the supplying companies and to try to cut them off from the supply chain.
We created a small wave, but with your help we can create a big wave to end tobacco.
We call upon you to use all your contacts in the financial industry to help them to move away from the tobacco industry, and by doing that to avoid the death of 7 million people a year.